What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel, and welcome to some Forza Horizon 5, where in today's video I'm going to show you guys and basically share all of the tunes for the top 10 fastest drag cars in this game. And again, I'm going to show you guys runs with each one of these cars. I'm going to show you the share code for each one of these cars so you can try them out for yourselves and break some of your records or even the world records if you're that good in doing it. Huge shout out, by the way, to Sharku, to Travis, and to Caesar. Also, massive shout out to Dom, which I've included his YouTube channel down below, for putting this list together. But also thanks to those guys for creating the tunes for all of these cars. These are all actual world record tunes. Like, these things have broken world records on all the leaderboards in this game. So, if you want to try these out for yourselves, like I said, just copy the share code over onto your own cars and you can use them for yourself. Also, skip forward in this video if you want to that point, if you don't want to hear about this bit, but I'm actually hosting a competition right now. If you're watching this from the future, then obviously the competition's closed, but you can still join the Discord regardless, because there's so many things, helpful things in this Discord that I have, where people can help you out with tunes, people can help you out with loads of other things as well. But if you're watching this video as it's being released, I am hosting a competition right now where you have to go as fast as possible through a speed zone. More information is over on the Discord. If you want to take part in that, you can win yourself a code for the car pack that just came out, the JDM Jewels car pack, and also if you get first place even, you get 100 million credits. But second, third, and fourth place will also get a code for the DLC as well. Anyway, let's get started with the actual video. Starting off at number 10, the slowest car from this list. It's funny that I'm just calling it the slowest car. The difference between this car and the fastest car is like 1.1 seconds, by the way, down the festival drag strip. So I'm just telling you now, by the way. This thing is a monster. It's really, really fast. It's the Rimac Concept 2. The share code should have been up on the screen. Let's give it a shot. Obviously, this thing, I don't think has any gears, or if it does, it's maybe a 2-speed. So it should be fairly straightforward to drive. I feel like it should be pretty easy to launch as well. So yeah, it's just a 2-speed, and that's pretty much it. I'm probably going to try and play this without manual and clutch because I don't actually need it. It also doesn't say that I need to have launch control on or off, so I'm going to keep that off. And then steering is always on assisted when I do any sort of drag races, and it should be for you guys as well if you're doing any sort of drag races. So all of these are for the festival drag strip. I'm pretty sure maybe one or two of these you can possibly use for anything, for something longer. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure these are all specifically tuned for the festival drag strip to be as fast as possible on this festival drag strip. So we'll start off, like I said, with the Rimac, and let's have a quick look at what sort of time we can run with this thing. The best time that Dom has gotten, or I think the best time that this car has gotten, is a 12.129. So it's very quick. Again, like I said, it's only about 1.1 seconds slower than the actual world record car, which was the Camaro that you saw at the very beginning. And you can see this is what it looks like. It's obviously a lot more anticlimactic driving against the Chevy. But it's still super easy to drive. I mean, if you want something that's just easy to drive, there, 12.124. I beat whatever Dom's time that he got a 12.129 with it, and I got a 12.124 with it. There you go. It's like, it's such a nonchalant car, the way it picks up speed and goes about it. Like, you just kind of accelerate and it just gets there, right? There's not really anything crazy. There's no like crazy, gear changes or anything like that. That'll come later with some of the other cars. You'll see it as we progress through this list, and how much more aggressively they launch and stuff like that. It's just going to be a completely different scenario to what you're watching right now. But again, Rimac, really fast, very, very good car. It is still, however, the 10th fastest car in this game on the festival drag strip. So anyway, let's move on to number 9. At number 9, we have the Noble M400. This is when it starts to get interesting, because there's no more EVs in this game. So this, we're going to have to play with manual. For whatever reason, we have to play with sim steering on this car. I don't know why. I'm going to guess there is a reason for it, but this is at the number 9 spot. And apparently, Dom got a 12.112 with it. So we'll see if we can get anywhere close to that. So this is just ever so slightly faster than the Rimac. Again, all of these cars are super fast in their own right, and of course they're all going to be quite similar. Obviously, the further we go up the list, the faster the car is going to be, but it's not going to be by like a insane margin, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like all of these cars, like you'll see at the top of the leaderboards. I mean, obviously these guys are cheated, but like where I am with the Pro Stock Camaro, I did a 11.0, and the fastest time here that I'm gonna do with this car is what, 1.1 seconds slower, like it's slightly less than 1.1 seconds slower than that. So that's what I'm saying. Like they're super close together. Anyway, let's head in with this thing. I'm gonna slap on sim steering as well, and we'll give it a shot and see what we can do with this thing. Again, manual on this, no manual clutch. There are some cars that will benefit with manual with clutch, so we'll try and obviously change to that whenever the time comes. I'm already alerted on which ones I have to do it with. So let's see. Okay, I have to shift earlier. That's the thing as well. Every single one of these cars, the launching is going to be a little bit different, right? Some of them I have to shift like spot on, like dead instantly, and sometimes I have to... That was a bit too early. And I also started steering to the right very quickly. This is going to be a terrible run, but we'll keep it anyway. I started like turning to the right very quickly. A bit too quickly, though. Yeah, 12.3. That was terrible. We'll try again. I want to try getting the 11 or 12.1s, which is what we're supposed to be getting with this thing. Low 12.1s. Short shifted second to third. Apart from that, it seems pretty dead straight. 12.2 something. We're getting there. It's getting lower and lower. Obviously, as you can see, it's a lot more difficult to drive this thing because, first of all, it has gears, and the way it launches, it like kind of pushes you to the one side instead of it just launching like perfectly in a straight line. This was a little better, I think. This would be much closer. I'm gonna say like 12.1, like 8 or 12.19. Give that a quick like. But this should be much lower. 12.16. There you go. There you go. So the Rimac is much easier to drive. You just kind of accelerate and then change gear at a specific point. This one, you kind of have to change gears perfectly. You have to change gears perfectly, but at the same time, you have to kind of keep this car in check because it just flies off to the left really early on. That was another 12.1. Interesting. 12.17. I'm gonna keep this as my last run. I've been trying to get like low 12.1s. It's a little annoying to drive. I mean, obviously it's possible because it's been done by someone else, but it's a lot more difficult to drive, obviously, than the nothing Rimac. Basically, you just it has like one gear and you just smooth off. It goes really smoothly off the line. I'll do one more. But yeah, basically this can technically go slightly faster than the old Rimac. So it's interesting because when you launch this thing in first, you have to kind of change gear. I think you have to like let it bang off limiter like once, but you have to change gear like almost instantly after that. So it's just a timing. See, because there I did it a bit too early and then I slipped in second. And because of that little wheel spin as well, in second, I'm now going to be a little bit slower than what I should be. So that's the thing, like, it's just the timing of your gear changes that will end up determining on how well this car will end up doing. So it's not really like the car is slower than the Rimac. The Rimac will be more consistent, I think, in getting you the lower time, but this car is going to be faster if you shift correctly at the correct time. The only issue that I have as well when I'm doing these is that you can't see your revs after you launch for like a little bit. You have that little go that pops up on your screen, but you don't see your RPM, you don't see anything, right? If I was able to see that 100% of the time from like this point right now, then it'd be so much easier, obviously. There you go, I did it again. I shifted a bit too early. It's just the timing of that. The first gear change. You either do it a little bit too early or I do it a little bit too late. And that's the issue there. So around 12.15 was the fastest that I've gotten with this thing. Again, 12.11 is very much possible with it because it's been done by other people. So, yeah, Anyway, try it out for yourselves. You're definitely going to be able to get much lower than what I've done with this thing in this video. Anyway, let's move on to number 8. And that is the Chevrolet Copo Camaro. This was at one point one of the coolest cars in this game due to the fact that it was able to have like big chunky, like it was basically just a drag car. Like we didn't really have a lot of these in the game. Why are my wheels moving, by the way, in this little scene here? We had the wheelie bar. It was just basically a proper drag car that we've had in this game, and I don't think we've had it in pretty much any other game since. So the Copo Camaro is at number 8, and apparently you can get into the 12.0s with this car, by the looks of things from what Dom has said. So let's give it a shot. Let's see if I can do it. Hopefully I am a lot better at driving this thing than I was at driving the Noble. But again, the thing is, it's just gear changes. I have to be so perfect again with the gear changes. This is on manual. I have to play with assisted steering and launch control off for this one instead of having it on like I've had with some of the other cars. So change this over to assisted steering, launch control off. Everything else should be pretty much the same. Yeah, I don't know what's happening to my front wheels. My front wheels are just going nuts with this car. Anyway, let's do it. Let's see what the launch is like for this thing. That is ridiculous. It just feels so much more solid launching this thing. Okay, 6 speed. I have to be very careful then when I need to change gears. So, yeah, 12.2. That's fine. We're our first attempt. It's not too bad. Alright, let's go again. That's a little better, I think. I think I still short shifted slightly for some of the gears, but that's still a tiny bit better. I'm gonna guess like 12.19 on this run. 12.2. Jesus, still. Okay. Okay. This thing lifting off the ground is driving is putting me off. .141, and I'm still really slow. Still really slow. I think I'll have to watch someone do it. That's the thing. I definitely need to watch someone play with these cars and look at their shifting points, and then I'll have to figure out what I have to do when I have to do it. If that makes sense, because I feel like I'm just way too slow with some of them. Because I'm just not shifting at the correct times. 12.157. Because this thing's supposed to do 12.079. So it's able to do 12.0. I think this will be the last one for now. Absolutely slow from me. Yeah, the fastest time with this car is a 12.079. Again, shifting points really matter. So you're gonna have to be very careful if you want to get to that time. Obviously, I'm quite a lot slower than what this car can actually do. But try it for yourselves. You'll definitely be able to probably get closer than what I can with my crappy driving. Anyway, let's move on to number 7. And at number 7, we have the BMW X5M Forza Edition. Super weird car, right? To have as one of the fastest drag cars in this game. Supposedly, this car can do 12.062. According to Dom, so it can do that sort of time. Let's see how close I can get to it with my crappy shifting for this car. But very interesting that we have an SUV in our top 10 list that can go in basically just slightly above the 12s. Interesting, very interesting. Anyway, let's give it a shot and see what this thing is actually capable of. Still S2. There are a couple of cars in this game that are in S1. So that should be very interesting to try to see how those cars go, but which is mad because they're actually, both of the S1 cars are actually in the top 5. The thing is though, you can't even get them in S2. That's the thing. But they are ridiculously fast. Anyway, let's try with this thing. Apparently there's no real... Okay, maybe launch control is the way to go for this thing. It doesn't say if I should have launch control on or off. Dom didn't mention it, so I'm going to put it back on to see if it actually helps. I also did realize that I have to change gears instantly with this guy as soon as I launch, so that's a weird one. Assisted steering is fine. I mean, it's fast, I just don't think I got a good start. 12.19 with that horrendous start. Okay, interesting. Let's try it again. I don't know how long I've been hitting limiter. You can't actually hear this thing. It's, oh my god, it's sinking into the ground. It's pulling the Forza Horizon 4 strat. Where when the cars were sinking into the ground, they would just end up going faster and faster. 12.178. I don't know how long I've been hitting limiter. I can't actually hear it properly at the start. When the noise starts from the race. When I come out of that bit where it just says go on our screen, I think I should be in second, right? That's how I should start it off with. How long until I hit limiter though? That's the thing. Okay, let me do this one thing real quick. I want to see in first gear what's my speed gonna be. But the thing is, like, how early do I need to change gear? Like, how long until I need to? So it's like 50 miles an hour. As soon as I launch, I have to do it. I think that might have been good. I think that might have been a good one. I think I saw 12.0 something. That might have been a very good launch. 12.121? Oh. That's one of the fastest runs I've done so far. But again, like I said, it's all to do with timing and shifting points. It's very difficult to... It's very difficult to do it spot on every single time. So, when you're driving these, you're probably going to struggle like I will. But you might also get much faster times than I will in this video. But I'm not doing this over and over and over again until I beat that time or until I get the time that Dom has gotten. It's just basically just to show you guys how quick these cars are. Vaguely, right? And then obviously you guys can try and go faster and faster yourselves. .081. There you go. Like I said, the more I do it, the closer I'll end up getting to it. But okay, we'll leave it there. Okay, interesting, interesting. Much easier, I think, to control than the other cars so far. Apart from the rear mech is just way too easy. It's just a little slower than the other cars, but it's just more consistent because it's just really easy to launch and drive. Whereas the other three cars, or the other two cars that we've driven, the Noble and the Camaro, a little bit more hectic to drive. This one's a little bit more tame as well to launch and drive. Anyway, let's move on to number 6. And now at number 6, we got the Koenigsegg Jesko, or Jesko, however you want to pronounce this thing. And it's the first car, apparently, on Dom's list here, that can do 11s. 11.979 is on this car. Very, very interesting. It should be very fast. We already know that Koenigsegg is the fastest car in this game in terms of top speed. But obviously, we're not really going to be doing this for top speed. We're going to be doing this to see how quick we can get to the end of the runway on this drag race. So let's try it out and see what it's like. It doesn't say again anything if I need to be with manual clutch assisted steering, any of that. So I'm going to leave the settings the exact same as before. Not going to adjust anything. Let's go out and send it. We already know, like I said, that this thing is really fast, but how fast is it in a drag race? I think I spent a bit too long in first gear. Wow. I'm pretty sure this is already a 12.0. 12.107 on our first attempt is really fast. That's really, really fast. Okay. We spent too long in first to change the gear earlier. A little bit of a weird gear change there. This is also super, super easy to drive. not a lot of like swirling about or anything like that. It kind of just gets up and goes. Maybe slightly too early with the gear change though. That time around. Because we swapped into second gear and instead of gripping up and going, we kind of slipped a little bit. Did it again. This is a lot more consistent than the other cars. Not like. I mean, we're getting 12 zeros with this car constantly. What are we at now? 12.051. Yeah, this is already starting to be a different league to the other cars. I mean, obviously some of the other ones are able to do like the 12 zeros, but that's if you get super perfect shifting and all of that sort of stuff. I mean, this thing can go into the 11s again with the perfect shifting, but I'm doing not too well. 12.041. I mean, I'm going faster and faster with it every single time. All right, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. I'm not doing 11s with it. Not yet, anyway. If I keep going, maybe eventually, but yeah, I'm not gonna keep doing the same thing over and over again with the same car. We'll move on to the number 5 spot, the top 5 now, where we're starting to get into the really fast bits. And here it is at number 5, the Porsche Carrera 906. This is actually a fairly new car that they've added into the game. It's only like, I think, a few months old, maybe even just a year old now at this point, but this is still a fairly new car that they've added into the game. And yeah, it's a ridiculously fast car. So expect some really good numbers out of it. Supposedly this can still do 11 nines, so 11.954 is what this little time says. So we'll see what this thing is capable of in my hands, which is going to be slower. But I think at one point this actually did hold the record on the Festival Drag Strip for me, until I ended up getting the Pro Stock Camaro, which obviously we know it's now the fastest car in this game. But this is also our very first car that's in S1 that we get to mess around with. Is this actually still the fastest car? It is actually still the fastest car for me on this list. And I did a 12.025 with it. Manual with clutch as well on this car. I don't know if that's really necessary. Dom hasn't said anything about running manual with clutch on this thing, but we'll run it like this for now, and then if I have to change, I'll change it. But it's, like I said, super fast car. And again, for me in S1, it still holds the record. Sorry, this is it. It still holds the record in S1. In S2, it was a completely different car. I'm pretty sure that was the Diablo GTR, but definitely manual with clutch type of vibe on this one. 100%. 100% manual with clutch. That is way too slow. Just regular manual. So let's slap that on. I think our launch was decent though. The way this thing launches is you have to like pop it into a wheelie. I went to change my rivals so it's me. Basically with the same car and the same tune that I've done before. Which is how I got my record of 12.025. Just to show you, even my Ghost, the way it takes off. So it kind of pops into a wheelie and then you get it into second and then it continues the wheelie over. It's very strange, but this is how that's supposed to launch. I don't know, I'm just not getting it done properly. See, like when I'm changing gear, it has to be perfect into second. And I'm just not doing it right. It just slips for whatever reason. Weird. Very strange. Very strange. Come on. Catch it. It didn't even launch properly that time. It just went off into the left. Like, it just slipped. Come on. Pop the wheelie. So close. So close. This is hard. This is probably one of the hardest ones so far to get done properly. Wait until we get to number 4, by the way, on this list. Wait until we get to number 4. That is ridiculous. Well, Oh my god, I went from one extreme to another. I went from the point where I can't launch this thing because it slips too much to the point where I've launched it so hard I popped it into a wheelie for most of the way down the strip. Damn it, just let me do one perfect run, please, game. Oh my god. Oh, now it's too early again. This is probably one of the hardest cars on this list to launch perfectly. It's so difficult to do. And like I said, I've been going from one extreme to another. It's a little better, but still not great at all. It's still gonna be way too slow. For God's sake. It's obnoxious to drive it because it's just now, because I've done so many runs with it, attempted runs with it, that I've gotten to a point where it's just so annoying. Oh, I can't be bothered. Try for yourselves. If you get the perfect run, I'm telling you, you're going to do some really, really good times, but it's really, really difficult to launch it spot on, and I guarantee you won't be able to do it every single time. Like, maybe you'll be able to do one perfect run out of like 10. Like, it's just a difficult car to launch, but it is insanely fast once you get it done properly. Anyway, let's move over to our number 4th car, which I feel like is going to be a bit of a mess as well to launch. And this is it at number 4, the McLaren F1 GT. Ridiculous car. Just in this game overall, it's a ridiculous car. It's a good drag car. It's actually quite a fun power build as well to try. It's just a ridiculous car in general, and apparently launching this thing is no joke either. So we have to play manual with clutch, which we're already doing, assisted steering, which we're already doing, and when we're launching this thing, you have to hold the brake and the clutch at the same time until the brake lights flicker, and then you release them both and accelerate. What? Travis, mate, what are you smoking? How do you even figure this shit out? I don't understand. How do you even like get to a point where you're like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hold the brakes and see what it's like launching it then. Like, what? Anyway, let's see. Let's see if we can do this. So brake and clutch, hold them together, and then when the brake lights flicker, we let go. I saw it happen. I definitely saw it happen. Jesus. I mean, I'm not gonna get any sort of time with that. I think this is also another one of those cars where you need to like have a spot on launch. Apparently this thing can do an 11.888. Really fast car. Really fast car, but it has to be, I think, spot on. Oh, wait, why did I wait so long? I waited so long for that. Insanely long amount of time. I tried to hold the brakes and the clutch with the same finger, so I let go too early. I let go too early on that one. Come on. I'm not doing 12.8, but or 11.8, but 12.1. Mad. What a mad car. My god. Well, this was my last attempt at that because I can't do it. It's going to take me way too long to figure out how to do it, so I'm going to leave it alone. But like I said, I'll show you guys a clip of Dom doing it pretty much the way it's supposed to be done. Now, at the number 3 spot, we have the Lamborghini Diablo GTR. This is very familiar for a lot of people because this was at one point the fastest car in this game. Obviously, a bunch of other cars have been added now. you know, second place and first place are going to be newer cars, but this at one point, like I said, was the fastest drag car in this game. And yeah, it still is top 3 at this point. So let's head out with it and see what we can do. Hopefully it's not as difficult to mess around with and drive. This time, only regular manual, so no manual with clutch. Okay, brilliant. Let's make as much noise as possible. This time, just regular manual, no manual with clutch, still assisted steering, and still launch control on. Let's send it. Let's go out and see what it's like. I mean, I've driven this thing before with this tune in the past, and already know how fast it's going to be. Of course, like I said, it's been beaten now with the newer cars that they've added into the game, but this should still be an insanely fast car in this game. Alright, cool. I have to change from first to second a little earlier. That's okay. We go again. Too early this time. I remember, I think my best time with this had to have been like 11.9 something. I can't remember exactly what it was. There's 11.9 with it now. So you can see how easy this thing is to get to the 11s. I feel like it's just super easy, but this is still, well, that time was still quite slow, so let's go a little bit quicker. Okay. A little faster on the gear changes there. Come on. We need to not have too much slip at the beginning. That's another thing. That's it feels like you still need to get like a good launch. It's just not as difficult. Too much slip again. Gear changes again need to be on point. The only thing is you cannot see when you need to change gear. So just smack it all off limiter while the wheels are spinning, not the way to do it. Even though this is going to be quick, it's still not going to be anywhere near what the car can actually do. 12.0 something. Okay. 12.1 even. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know exactly, like, I mean, this, like I said, this used to hold the world record before. Probably around 11.8 something, right? Low 11.8s or something like that. I'm pretty sure this had the world record. Maybe even 11.7. Oh. Don't know, just randomly slipped to the right this time. Interesting. Come on. Hit the launch. That's a little better, a little cleaner. Still not the best though, but this one could be a bit quicker. Is it, though? I think this is still like 12.0. Ooh, 11.962. .924. I mean, I'm going faster and faster with it every single time. It's so much easier to drive than some of the other cars, man. So much easier. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy seeing the difference between some of these cars. How capable some of them are at just being consistent and how terrible some of them are at being consistent. But again, the Diablo is just... See how consistent this one is. 914. Ooh, back in the 8s again. I'm gonna leave it alone. Yeah, Dom got 879 with it. That's why this thing is now in 3rd place, which isn't insanely slower than the McLaren F1 GT, but yeah, again, some better driving. You guys are gonna get much faster than I can, and yeah, just, you know, keep practicing, and you'll be able to absolutely smoke me, because look, right now I'm only doing like a few runs just to show you guys what these cars are somewhat capable of. Even if for some of them I can't even launch, like the McLaren, for example, or the Porsche Carrera. I can't launch that anymore, even though I used to be able to. Anyway, let's move on to the car in second place. And here it is, the AutoZam AZ1. This is a brand new car, actually, that has been added into this game, and it's managed to put itself in second place, the second fastest drag car in Forza Horizon 5. The timing for this video couldn't have been perfect. I couldn't have been more perfect, sorry. I wanted to make this video before. Dom wanted to put this list together before as well, and somehow this car just dropped recently and it slapped itself onto this list. So as of right now, for this very moment, until they maybe they'll add some other cars in the future that are going to be really, really fast drag cars, this is the second fastest car in drag racing in this game. Ridiculous little car. Absolutely crazy. And not only that, but it's also an S1. So I'm expecting now to hop with this car in S1 and beat my... I'm expecting to hop into S1 with this car right now and beat my my existing rival. I want to actually select myself as the Ghost as well. So the Carrera is the one that I've even shown you earlier in the video when I selected myself as the Ghost. And I did a 12.025 with it. I'm still the fastest in my friends and club here on this list in this. But I think I am able to probably smoke that time. Dom got an 11.6 with it. That's mental. That's like almost half a second faster than... Half a second is a huge margin, by the way. Huge. Compared to my old run. So, let's see. Assisted steering is fine. Manual with clutch apparently for this one. And then launch control on. And pretty much good to go. I think this is also going to pop a wheelie. I haven't actually looked at Dom's clip that he sent in. I haven't actually looked at Dom's clip that he sent in with this car. I need to figure out how to launch it though. So do I just let it roll out first until it pops a wheelie? I'm gonna guess so. It's gonna be very similar by the looks of things to the Carrera. To the 906. I need to, I think, launch this thing the same way. Wait. Let me try something. This thing revs up pretty high. The thing is though... It's just the way it launches is a little weird. Okay, interesting. Pops a wheelie, I need to change it to second. I don't know if I have to do it with the clutch or without clutch. Jesus Christ! What was it, a backflip? Bro, what? Oh my god! Oh my god, that's insane. I actually just want to do a full run with this guy. Even with terrible launch, I want to see if I could just get like just a regular launch. Oh my god. Oh my god. This thing just picks up and absolutely just goes. Oh my god. Okay, let's try to backflip it this time. And let's try to get a good wheelie launch. Yeah, I need to do the exact same thing as the Carrera. Just launch it off the line, pop it into a wheelie, change to second, continue the wheelie. Without, obviously, going all the way down the track strip. Without going all the way down the drag strip in a wheelie like I've done with the Carrera earlier. This is ridiculous, bro. 11.6 seconds as well. Oh my god. Like, what can I even do when that happens? What can I even do when this thing wheelies so hard it almost backflips? Oh, please. Bro, his car just launches normally. I don't get it. It just goes forward. Oh my god, I've done it. I've done it! I've done a clean run! He's done it! I need to let it rev out more, I guess. Or maybe that run was just blessed. Oh. What the... What is going on? 11.862. That's mad. That is the fastest I've gone so far in this video. It's still not even near what Dom got. I want to go again. I want to go again. It's insane. Oh yeah, this is gonna be even faster. Was that faster? 862, right? Wait. Yep, 827. Mad little car. So I need to let it rev out all the way in first. Oh my god! I think I'm done. I've had enough wheelies for one day, I'm telling you now. Oh my god. Bro, just relax. I'll do one more, see if I can catch it. Where are you going, car? I'll leave it alone. Well, let's go to number one. We know what it is. It's gonna be something really fast. I mean, it's been added not that long ago either. But this little AutoZam is probably one of the funnest cars in this game at the moment. Ridiculous little car. Oh my god. Alright, first place. It's the Chevy Pro Stock Camaro. It's ridiculous. Obviously, it's a full-on drag car. Wheelie bar and all, everything super slick. The rear end just looks ridiculous on this little car. This massive car. It looks absolutely crazy. Look at the size of those rear radials. Ridiculous. Very, very cool car. And it is the fastest car in this game. This is the only car as well that can get in the 10s on the Festival Drag Strip. So, I don't think I'm going to be able to get anywhere into 10s, but I'm going to try my best to see how quick I can actually make it down the strip. I don't know if there's anything special about launching this thing. I've driven this thing obviously when it was new, but I haven't driven it since then. What is my time that I got with this thing? 11.028. There you go. That's the fastest that I've gone with this car so far. Don Juan Song did the exact same time as me. Somehow he is 200 spots above me for whatever reason. But yeah, basically that's pretty much where we are with this thing. Let's select it and we'll hop out. Manual clutch, any steering, it doesn't really matter, and then launch control off. Launch control has to be off. So let me try and see if I can get anywhere close to that 11.0 something on this. Whoops, that's the wrong thing. Do that. Launch control. That's the one I need to turn off. So we'll see. Let's launch it. Let's hammer it down the strip and see what it's like. Forgot to turn off traction control, so we need to do a quick little restart. But again, because this is a purpose-built drag car, of course it's going to be very, very fast, and I feel like it's going to be super, super controllable. I mean, especially compared to what we've driven so far. And just like that, I've beaten my old time instantly. Instantly beat my old time. I don't know by how much, but I've instantly beaten it. I mean, I've only tried it the last time just to have a look and see what it's like, but now obviously, you know, it's I've just been driving drag cars. Where is it going? I don't understand why it does this. Brilliant. It's in the middle of a field now. Alright. Oh, I squeezed it into the 10s. Nice. Squeezing it into the 10s is a pretty big accomplishment. I like it. Cool. Well, that was easy. You can see how much easier this thing is to drive as well compared to some of the other cars that you need to have, I don't know, IQ of 5 billion or the reaction time of a god. to be able to actually get yourself down the strip very quickly. 11.9 again, or 10.9 again. Ooh, 11-0. I'm trying to see if I can get closer to Dom's time. He got a 10.923, which is very quick. I'll try to see if I can do something. Nah, I think I hit limiter. Maybe a little bit sooner on the gear changes. It's mad how fast this thing is, and how stable it is. How stable it is as well. Like, it doesn't, you're not like launching this thing and it pops a wheelie or anything like that. It doesn't start sliding or drifting to the left or to the right. Maybe ever so slightly, but nothing like major. It just does such a good job at controlling that power. I think I beat it. I think well, I didn't beat his time, but I think I beat my own time, right? No, I didn't. Never mind. I don't understand the launch that I did with the car before. How it just shoots off so much better than this one. Pretty sure it's the exact same too. But then after that, acceleration on this car seems better. See what I mean? Or maybe my gear changes are better. I don't know. But launching it just to kick off the line just feels a little better with this. Or with the other car. Very strange. Very, very strange. Anyway, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I think that's it. That's enough of me to drive around this car. Yeah, well, that was the top 10 fastest drag cars in Forza Horizon 5. Obviously, the tunes can be slightly different if we're going for any of the other drag strips. I think for the one that's at the airport, you kind of need the cars that have ridiculously fast top speeds, so this one is going to be a little bit different to the types of cars. But if you're racing here at this drag strip, or even here at this one, these are the fastest cars on this list. I don't know if they're going to be too different between, like I said, this one and this drag strip. But this one down here obviously is going to be completely different because you need something that has higher top speed. So they're not going to be identical. Regardless, that was the list. Thank you for watching, everybody. Try every single one of these for yourselves, and obviously you get to figure out how and when to launch all of these cars. It's a crazy set of different builds for all of these, so they all drive in their own way. Again, figure it out for yourself and basically just try to kind of replicate what I've done in this video. And then again, share codes have been on the screen for each one of these cars when I picked them. But for now, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.